Hello, everyone. So today, this really nice dude in this clown costume gave me a package. I wonder what's inside. Let's find out. Such a nice guy. What the hell? Now, I've been waiting 2 years for this movie to finally come out, and I'm pretty sure you guys have been waiting several months for me to make another movie review. Well, just to let you guys know, I've been quite busy with the Cast Couch Outlaws. Now, episode 5 is finally out now, just released on my channel. And episode 6 will be coming out later this year. Now, let's get talking about Terrifier 3. Now, I'm sure you've heard the reports of people getting sick and passing out within the first 10-20 minutes of the movie. Just to let you guys know, this movie is definitely not for everyone, because they kick up the gore factor like all the way up to 9,000. I'm telling you, man, this is just an average horror movie on crack. I wouldn't even call this movie average. It's definitely not. There's a reason why this series is as popular as it is. And I'm about to get to that. Now, unfortunately, I missed the first 10 minutes of the movie, and that's where Art the Clown breaks into a house dressed up as Santa Claus, and then he kills the entire family. He kills even the kids in the family. And I'm like, wow, that's definitely something that they kind of cross over, that, you know, not everyone's gonna vibe with. That's something that they do in this movie. But luckily, they do that off screen, and you just hear it. I'm like, wow, that definitely brings up the shock factor in this movie. Now, if that's not for you, don't watch that. There are like 2 scenes where that happens. But they try to do it in the best taste as possible, though I'm pretty sure some people will disagree with me, and some people would be like, yeah, at least they cut away from that, right? So, no one's safe from that damn clown. No one. Now, when I walked into the theater, I walked into the scene where the clown and the weird possessed Vicky girl were like walking to the old abandoned house, and she was cutting her arm wide open in the bathtub, just doing it for no reason. She is really screwed up. And guess what happened with the audience that was there? They were eating food in the first 10 minutes, and they immediately left the moment I walked in. So it's just me and my friend alone in the theater for the rest of the movie. Quite the experience, am I right? And I was wondering, am I gonna pass the challenge, or am I gonna throw up too? Spoiler alert, I did it. Now let's get to the good stuff about this movie. The things that I really liked about Terrifier this time around. Now, one good thing this movie does, now it balances a good sense of horror and humor. Now there's this really funny scene in the middle of the movie where Santa Claus is at a bar, and the clown just walks by, and he looks, and he's like so excited to meet Santa Claus. And so Art's acting like, an old fan. And then, he's a little bit too much for the Santa Claus actor. And then he starts, spoiler alert, I guess. I'll be talking about spoilers for this one. But he starts peeing on freaking Santa Claus. And then, you know how Art is. He makes people a little bit too uncomfortable, to the point where everyone's like, get out! And then that's where Art starts killing everyone. And yeah, this time Art uses nitrous oxide. I gotta say, that was definitely a creative kill this time. Jason X did it better, but I'd still say definitely a fun scene to watch. Now, another scene that's kind of funny and very detailed is the shower scene. Now, this is the most famous scene coming from this movie. You can definitely notice the inspiration from Psycho. You got 2 characters doing you-know-what in the shower, and then Art comes in with the chainsaw. Yeah, the scene is very detailed. Detailed to the point where I had to look away from the screen for a little bit. But I gotta say, props to the makeups and effects department. I know in the previous 2 films, they really struggled with that, and the director did everything, including makeup and effects, and this time they actually had more people that could help out with that. And that's something I can relate to a point. I haven't done anything to that level yet, but I can definitely relate to filling in a lot of roles that I don't have people for in some films. But I get it. And I like how they're improving as they're going. They're getting more people involved with each film. Now, I'd like to highlight another kill scene, which is in the beginning, but when the guy's walking to the house, and this is after a time skip, a guy gets scalped, and it's very well done, and I don't think that scene is talked about enough. It deserves some praise. It does. It's Very good makeup, very detailed stuff. Now, another thing I loved about this movie were the performances. Now, I gotta say, some were a little bit over the top, like Mia's character, but most of them were very well done. The actors were totally on their A game for this one, especially Lauren Rivera. I really loved seeing the development of Sienna's character, especially after the results of Terrifier 2. I love seeing her just having a tough time with her trauma. Now, you especially see that all build up in the third act when she, of course, confronts the clown once again. I mean, we all know that was going to happen in the third act, right? Not kind of a spoiler, but yeah. I have to say, it reminds me of the final girl struggle from the Terminator series, especially when you see, like, how Sarah Connor deals with seeing the Terminator again in Terminator 2. Yeah, I mean, not the same in Terrifier 3, you know, it's not the same kind of story, but it's the same type of writing, and that's one thing I like about the writing. Now, I gotta say, the writing isn't perfect in this movie. There are some things that were kind of too convenient, and there are definitely some character arcs that I didn't like. Now, let's get to that. Okay, now let me talk about my least favorite parts. Now, major spoilers, I'm gonna talk about the ending of the movie. But here it is. I really don't like how they handle Jonathan's character. He really gets pushed to the side for this movie. I don't think it's fair for the character. I mean, he deserved a better arc after what he went through in the last one. In this movie, he's like in college, you know, he's trying just to move on from the trauma and everything. And his sister's trying to reconnect with him. Some sad stuff. There's like a scene where like there's like a college party and Art is there, and I was just thinking like there should be like a scene where a bunch of people are getting killed at the party. I'm like, it's kind of tropey, right? But in the Terrifier series, you know they're gonna get creative with it, so why not do it? And why not have Jonathan involved in it? But they don't do that. They cut out that opportunity and they do something else, which is more disappointing. Now, in the final act, you know, the confrontation with Sienna and the other two assholes, it is revealed that Jonathan is killed. They like open up a cage, and it is revealed that his skull is in it, being eaten by rats. And the way they find out is by putting his old glasses on the skull, and as they're fucking with Sienna. And I'm like you killed off a main character, you're not gonna show it? Like, come on. Like, if you're gonna do that, then at least make it a fake out, which might be in bad taste. It's probably not something they would do for this series. But, you know, here's two possibilities, right? Either that was a fake out, or they're gonna actually show his death in the fourth movie. There's no way you could kill a main character off screen like that. Like, come on. Now, I know they may have had restrictions, right? They're trying to keep under 2 hours, so maybe some important parts of his story were cut out, but I think all of that can be fixed within the script writing, especially if you're gonna try to, you know, cut it down and not, you know, I don't know. I think that's something they definitely should have fixed, and I know most people agree with that side of the story. Now, another thing that I felt like was a little bit convenient, and like towards the end of the movie, like Gabby's character puts this present box near the Christmas tree, right? And of course, the sword is in it, the thing that helped Sienna out in the second movie, and I'm like, where did she find that sword? And also, I feel like it's just a little bit too convenient, you know? Like, of course, you know, Sienna pulled it out and, you know, started slashing at everyone at the end. And I'm like, that's a little bit too easy. I don't know. I wish the final fight went on for a little bit longer. But actually, in an interview, it was revealed that the final fight was originally much longer than it actually was. And that was another restriction that they had to do. I just really hope that they release a director's cut of this movie, because I really want to see an extension of that final fight. I loved it, but I felt like there could have been more to do there. Now, one thing I loved about the final fight is that there's a lot of inspiration from Evil Dead. When Victoria's character gets her head chopped off, she's like on the floor and her blood is like melting on the ground, and it creates a hole. And sadly, Gabby's character gets sucked into the hole and she gets sucked into hell. And I was like, damn it, enough with the kids dying in this movie. But I don't think her character dies. I think Sienna's gonna have to go to hell and save her in the next movie. I don't think Gabby's dead. I think Sienna's just gonna have to go and save her. Because after this movie, Sienna has no one. And man, I do feel bad for that character. They put that character through hell in this series, and I wish her luck for the fourth one. And it's also very entertaining. I just love seeing the clown and the guy who performs as him. Who's that guy? David. And I just love seeing David Howard Thornton, like putting on the makeup and the suit and everything. He does a wonderful performance as a clown. I love seeing him every time he's on screen, and I cannot wait to see him in the next one. I gotta say though, story-wise, I'm gonna have to give that to the second one. The second one has the best story. The dream sequence was fun, but that one definitely confused me. I'm gonna have to watch that one again though. I think after watching 3, I'll understand 2 much better. But I'm gonna say Terrifier 2 is my most favorite of the trilogy so far. And Terrifier 3 is probably my second favorite. Yeah, second favorite. I am gonna give Terrifier 3 a C+. Nah. I'm gonna give Terrifier 3 a B-. I cannot wait for the 4th one. Hell, I would love to even be on set for the 4th one. Hell, please, sign me up. No, but otherwise, it was great coming back here to review movies again, and I will do more coming up. And also make sure to leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Did you guys like this movie? Did you guys dislike it? Did you guys throw up or pass out in the first 10 minutes of the movie? Let me know. I gotta say, it's wonderful to be back here, and I will see you guys later.